Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Florida International University. Thank you. My name is Robert Grabowski, and it's my pleasure to be your host this evening. Now, keep it down, keep it down. Some of you know me as a professor here in jazz history, and others of you know my slightly golden voice as Robert Bebop Grabowski from WTMI, radio station for jazz as well as classical. That's better. But save your applause because there's a lot of great things coming up tonight. Tonight we have Arturo Sandoval. And the truth is that as far as introducing groups with people like Arturo, it's real easy to introduce because you don't have to say much except they're here. Everybody explodes. It's beautiful. The thing with the program tonight that I think you'll find, those of you who've heard the jazz band before are hip to what I'm about to say, is that the man who has built the program here has a commitment to something that's real important to everybody. And his commitment is really to put musicality at the very top of the priority list for anything that gets done. And you're going to see an example of that tonight, I promise. Ladies and gentlemen, the director of the Florida International University Jazz Band, Mr. Richard Dunscom.
West on piano, Carlos Abadie on trumpet, Julian Purefoy alto saxophone, Stuart Brandon trumpet, Walter Rodriguez guitar.
Yes. Thank you for being with us this evening. And we do have a rather interesting show for you, I believe. This is one that we're actually going to take on the road, so we feel good about it. And as one of the people said when they were coming in tonight, maybe after the show tonight, you'll have to leave town. Well, we're planning on it anyway, so we hope that you'll enjoy being with us this evening. Obviously, many of you came to hear the great Arturo Sandoval. He not only is the world-class trumpet player today, both in the classical and jazz field, but he's our teacher. And we think it's only appropriate that you hear some of his students as well this evening. The gentleman who's coming up to the front of the stage now is Pat Lopez. Pat Lopez, and he is going to give you a rendition of Can't Stop the Crying.
Patrick.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We have another special treat for you this evening, unadvertised, because we would not have been able to hold all the people on this campus, let alone in this room, had we let this next word out. We have a special guest conductor this evening. And he is our own director of bands and conductor of the wind ensemble, the fine musician in any way that you look at it. And we're very proud that he's not only going to conduct for us this evening, this next selection, but also is going to go along with us to Chicago and do the performance there. Before we start this number, I would like to recognize a gentleman who you're going to hear throughout this next number and throughout much of the evening. And he's playing Latin percussion. Please welcome Ivan Zervagan. Ivan Zervagan, he saved us at the last minute. Thank you, Ivan, for being here this evening. We appreciate it. Without any further ado, please welcome to the stage the distinguished Dr. Ronnie Wooten. like for you also to recognize the rest of the rhythm section there and cooking on that. Jason Borger on piano, please. Walter Rodriguez Jr., guitar. Walter is from São Paulo, Brazil. Good to have you. Our wonderful drummer, Orlando Machado. And on bass, the shy, retiring one of the group. Here is Juan Carlos Gonzalez. And once again, please welcome Ivan. Nice job. The way we've structured the program this evening, we're going to bring Arturo Sandoval on stage in just a moment. He's going to play 3 selections, and then the band's going to play a little bit more, and then he's going to come back and finish out the concert with 3 more or so. There really is not enough words that you can say to introduce someone who is recognized internationally as the epitome of what trumpet playing represents, both classically and jazz-wise. He's the most sought-after trumpet player in the world today. Read, he works a lot whenever he wants, with whomever he wants. His group is at the top of the jazz scene today, and as we said earlier, we are very privileged to have him as our trumpet teacher here at FIU, and he's just dynamite. You're going to love it. Here he is, Arturo Sandoval. to just tell you briefly about this next selection that we're going to play, and give everybody a chance to catch their breath for just a second. You know, we rehearse in this room 2 times a week. And it's always freezing in here. We have to bring coats and jackets and sweaters. And tonight it must be 50 degrees warmer, right? It's not all to do with the temperature in the room. It's got to do with what's happening on stage also. We wanted a special arrangement of a very special tune to Arturo and to us at FIU to take with us to this event we're going to in Chicago. And of course it almost had to be a Dizzy Gillespie composition. And so Arturo's choice was Tanga. And we contacted Mark Taylor, who's the chief arranger for the United States Army in Washington, D.C. And this is one of the most, I don't know what the word is, but you'll feel it. It's a happening show. We hope you'll enjoy it. Tanga. Also featuring Tom McCormick on tenor sax, along with Arturo. thought about when I was putting this program together, what we play after that. And I decided we wouldn't. I think it's a great time to introduce the band. Okay? This is the band, this is the crowd. On Barry saxophone, Mr. Juan Torres. Please welcome on tenor saxophone, the delightful Onel Mallet. And I say beautiful from a standpoint of not just a woman, but from a musician. Here's Julian Purefoy. I guess some of the guys in the band didn't get the word tonight that tonight's Purple Night. But Rick Suarez did. Ricky. Not only welcome Tom McCormick, but give him a big hand again for his wonderful work on the last film. Tom McCormick. And in the trombone section, I would like to first introduce you to the bottom, or the bass trombone. You're going to hear a solo from him in this next number, and his name is Rich Dowding. Rich. Next, the master roofer in the keys. Here's Rob Platt from Killeen, Texas. Rob Platt. I knew when this guy walked in the door tonight, he came to play. Look at that. Red tie, red kerchief. He was smoking coming in. Here's Omar Daly. He's got a little ditty saved up where he's going to do a little bit later in the program. And the next gentleman, also a trombone player, doubling this evening on a few other things, percussion-wise, David Arancibia. And our trumpets, the gentleman who you heard in one of the early solos this evening. Please say hello again to Carlos Abadi. Carlos. And here's Mr. I Can't Stop the Crying, Pat Lopez. And our lead trumpet player, nobody messes with this guy. Here's John Branzer. Mr. Cool is the next one. It's Stuart Raven. Please welcome Stuart Raven. This next gentleman has the distinction of having come the furthest to school this year in the band, and he's from Birmingham, England. Please welcome Kevin Vedryshovsky. It's not often that I get to introduce a new member of the band at the same time that the band is playing on stage, but we have a very special gentleman who's going to be joining us in January. He's also a trumpet player, and he's just coming off of the Dukes of Dixieland. Please welcome to FIU, J.B. Scott. J.B., where are you? There he is. Wait till you hear this guy. Not only is he a great trumpet player, he can sing and sing. Okay, I think I've stalled long enough. It's inevitable. We must play another tune. So we're going to pick an old one, a very old one. This is from about the 1930s, Count Basie Library. It's entitled Dogging Around. Thank you. Those tunes, of course, are the history of the music, and we love them, and the students must know that style. They just have to play real jazz. There are some other important people who I would like to acknowledge this evening. And first of all, I would like to introduce you to the members of our jazz studies staff here at FIU. And not all of them are able to be with us this evening, but I know that a few of them are. Please welcome the terrific jazz pianist, Mike Orden. Mike, where are you? There he is. And I see also next to him, strangely enough, our bass teacher. His name is Nicky Orden. Hey, Nick.